Maybe movies.
So, they're back.
Oh, hello.
Hello,
Hi.
I'm Max.
Oh, I'm Sam.
Oh, you're here for the thing, aren't you? Yes, hello. Welcome back to Maybe Movies.
Oh, yep. Welcome back, folks.
Thank you, as always, for joining us again. If you were with us earlier in the month, then you'll know we're up to our third episode for May, and the second of our theoretical movies that sees us mashing together and then pulling apart and making two separate loaves from... It's the best I could do at the moment. What?
No, go with it. Just run, go.
Super 8 and the Goonies. Last time we saw how the kids from Super 8 would fare with trying to track down the treasure of One-Eyed Willie. And now we're going to see how the kids in Astoria deal with a very maligned alien. On the stars count, I'm sitting pretty on 6.
So am I.
Fantastic. Of course, if you do like what we do here, then please do all the usual. Please do like, share, subscribe, leave us a comment. And if you really do like what we do, then please do check out our Patreon, which will be in the description below.
Yeah, check it out, folks. Please, support us. We need you.
So, today we're looking at Super Goonies.
Oh, Super Goonies. Yes, of course it is. Now, this might get a little tricky because I suddenly realised in my hurry to get my notes done, I didn't note down absolutely everybody's name of the gang in the Goonies. Well done. So that's problem one solved. Brilliant. Okay.
Yeah, so obviously we've got Mikey.
Yeah.
And his older brother, Brand. He's Brandon, but they call him Brand.
Brand. I wasn't sure if it was Brand or Brent.
Then you got Chunk. Mouth.
Ralph. Yeah, Ralph Mouth.
Mouth.
Ralph Mouth.
No, his name's Lawrence.
Mouth.
The character's name's Lawrence, because somebody calls him Lawrence at some point. Corey Feldman.
Yeah.
Yeah, somebody calls him Lawrence at some point.
Yeah, but most of the time they call him Ralph Mouth.
Oh, I only ever picked up on them calling him Mouth, not Ralph Mouth.
Oh, right, yeah.
Okay. Andy, who's Brand's love interest. Steph, who's a friend, obviously.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, the one that I actually thought was cute.
Yeah, or Martha Plimpton.
Why did you say that name?
Yeah.
Data.
Yes, of course.
And then you have the Fratellis. Well, we don't have the Fratellis because they're not in this one.
No, yeah, we have no Sloth, we have no Fratellis.
The only other one then is Troy. I did have a look to see if there was a name for his two friends, but they're just down as Troy's friends.
Of course. All right, that's the cast sorted. Brilliant.
Mm-hmm. First things first, it's going to be a very different opening because we're not going to have the Fratellis chase.
Yes. So
I've been thinking about, and it kind of feeds into how we do our opening. And that's, what's our crash going to be? And I thought, because if we know how that's going to go, then we can put something in at the start for as a foil for the Fratellis. It won't be as action-packed. I had a couple of different ideas. My main one was, because we're in Astoria, they're not on a train, it's on a boat. They're transporting it by sea.
I hadn't considered that at all. That's pretty good.
We're pretty good.
Yeah, but it doesn't solve the problems, but it makes them easier.
Because my thinking was that if we ramp up the storm, rather than having the Fratellis go moving through the town while we're introduced to the kids in that opening sequence, we have a military jeep coming through town because they're going to go and station themselves up at the old lighthouse to send signals to the ship.
That's the sort of thing that might get Chunk excited and telling stories.
Exactly.
Yes, I
That's
see what you're
thinking,
saying.
yeah.
Which leads us on to a similar-ish sequence of events that gives us our opener. Because as the jeep travels through the town, various characters notice it,
Doing different things
and having various reactions.
Yeah. If we want to throw in, instead of having obviously the chase, we can give our two soldiers a bit of a personality. They're kind of bickering and stuff. Mm-hmm. So the bit where Data gets kind of dragged across the street, they kind of barely miss him because they're arguing.
Oh, right.
Yeah, like that.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Most of the stuff with the kids when we get to Mikey and Brand's house, that's probably going to be pretty much the same.
Yeah.
Them all coming together. What I thought, though, instead of them doing the treasure hunt, because it is still their last night in Astoria, they talk about, well, let's go up to the old lighthouse and spend the night out there. It's our last...
Hang on. Let's talk about this for a second. Do we really want it to be their last night in Astoria? Bearing in mind that the story we're about to tell doesn't take place over 12 or 24 hours. It takes place over a week.
I thought it wouldn't make any difference because as soon as the military get involved, nobody leaves town.
Oh, right, okay. Oh, okay.
Because as soon as there's a big crash and it's a military vessel and the army turn up, yeah, no one's going anywhere. Because I didn't know whether we could use that as a way, in the same way that in Super 8, in that it's more limited to Alice and Joe's fathers, but they have to kind of almost work together, they have to settle their differences. Because we're making this one more about the town as a whole, which is going to be tricky in itself because we don't have that much information about the town.
No, I understand what you're saying.
But it might lead to a situation where the aggrieved families who are having to sell their homes are having to find some common ground with the developers because they have a common enemy in the military.
Yeah, but they've got 12 hours to sign the deeds, or it's going to be...
So you're saying we should cheat that a bit longer, that it's their last week or something?
Yeah, or the last 3 days or something.
Yeah, that's
By
works.
which time the military will have stepped in and interfered in the process.
Yes, no, that does make sense.
But we want the threat, because hopefully, if we're any good, we'll figure out a way for that conundrum, that peril, to be resolved by the end of the movie.
Yes, that makes sense.
Like, I want to have the scene when the father, Troy's father or whatever, comes up with the papers and says, just look, sign it. You're going to have to sign it soon enough anyway. It's not the same thing as you're going to have to sign it tomorrow, but introduce the so-called peril to the children of their lives.
As you say, it's more like, you're going to have to sign it eventually, so why not get it out of the way now? Then you can relax,
exactly
you
like
can
that.
focus. Yeah, that kind of wheedling.
Which gives us an excuse to introduce Troy's father and other influential people.
And they hatch this plan, well, it's our last weekend, we should do something. We're with the Goonies, we should do something. Let's grab some stuff and go and camp out at the old lighthouse.
Okay, right, okay.
It was either that or it was some kind of hazing thing. They dare Chunk or something to spend the night on his own in the old lighthouse, in the old restaurant. Is the other option.
Is the restaurant's near the lighthouse, isn't it?
So you got the restaurant and then the ruins of the lighthouse is right at the end, right next to it.
So that's a location that's already being used in the movie. We should take advantage of that immediately because that's a well-detailed area from the Goonies proper.
Yes.
So yeah, they're often having one last adventure sort of thing.
Which does mean then that we can still keep the sequence of events with meeting Troy, Brand on the little bike, and all that kind of thing would stay the same. And also Andy and Steph turning up because they literally appear from nowhere.
Oh yeah, absolutely. They do. They really do.
So all of that can stay the same. The only thing that we may want to do is make it a little bit later in the evening so it's almost... So by the time they sort of get there, it's dark.
Yeah.
This is where I was working on a couple of ideas with regards to what do we use as our replacement for Dr. Woodrow. Dr. Woodrow? Woodlawn? Whatever his name is.
Yes.
And I'm going out on a limb, even though you only see the picture of him, the guy who they got for the picture is a brilliant actor. What if our replacement is Chester Cobblepot?
Okay.
8 sheep, 9 sheep.
So we get to see him in the film.
Yes.
And I didn't know whether we could tie it into that he's been working as a volunteer in the museum that Mikey and Brand's dad runs. So there's a connection between them there already.
It's a bit cheeky because we did use Cobblepot in the other movie.
Well, no, we didn't because we had Woodlawn in place of him, and then we had of
course we did. Yes,
a nameless cowboy.
Well, you're gonna look awfully silly with that knife sticking up your ass.
That they find who's been crushed by the thing.
Of course, the nameless cowboy. In my head, he was still Copperpot. Yeah. Well, then in that case, we've got a free character to use. So why not? Why not? Yeah.
See, this is where I get into a problem because I'm not sure how we're going to run the sequence of events. My thinking was that he gets up there and starts sending signals himself to the ship that causes the ship to run aground. So we get a nice big spectacular crash. And then all of the those little cubes and stuff get all washed up on the beach and everything.
Yeah.
But it's how we do that with if the military are using the old lighthouse as a signal post, so that's what they're there to do.
It depends how far we want to go with this. So maybe he's either A, stolen, or B, built some sort of rudimentary jammer that jams the GPS of the boat, so
of course,
makes it run itself on ground.
Yes.
Oh.
No, that's good. It's the one thing I couldn't... I in my back of my head I was going, well, you haven't taken into account modern nautical navigation systems.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, don't worry about that. We'll worry about that at the time. So yes, that's the solution for that. Fantastic. Of course, yes, this does work. Thank you. That does work because he can be somewhere else doing that.
Yeah.
The kids get up to the old restaurant, so they run into the military there. While the military are dealing with these pesky kids.
Yes, might have gotten away with it too. It wasn't for these blasted kids.
He's sending the signal, so they're not watching what's going on. So they can't try and countermand it
because they're too busy.
Yes, and then obviously the ship runs aground, obviously near to where they are.
Boom.
Yeah,
Rent inside. cubes spill out.
Yeah, exactly.
Or, well, you know, it's a rocky coast. You could even have the boat having hit some rocks on its way into the shore and have a gash in its side that's just spewing the cubes.
Yes.
So they slowly wash up on the tide.
Yes, that sounds fantastic. But they then go down on the beach. I mean, I suppose we will have to bring it right into the thing because there needs to be enough destruction of the boat for the creature to get out.
All right, to make this not quite as exciting as it is in Super 8, because that's really super close up and it's a really destructive crash. Let's say that because the troops are coming after the kids, they've run out of the restaurant and they're down on the beach hiding from the soldiers. So the boat comes up behind them. So we still get that bit when all the kids have to run up the beach.
I just wrote it down as a liner when I know it's earlier in the film. Nothing exciting ever happens around here.
Oh, yeah.
So, nothing exciting ever happens here. This is brilliant. And then boom, as the ship hits some rocks, things fly off, explosions. Maybe there's some tanker containers on the top. They hit the beach and all of that kind of stuff. Are we assuming then that, again, just for our own knowledge, that the creature when it gets out is going to go and hide in One-Eyed Willie's cave, essentially?
Yeah.
Fantastic. I figured that, but I just wanted to...
Yeah. We've got to make use of the tunnels. That's an extensive set of tunnels, and we don't even know how far they go. They only went one way.
I mean, the other good thing about this as well is because we've only got our 2 military guys there.
Oh, wait. No. The tunnels go from one side of town to the other. Yes. I was thinking about it the wrong way, because it's only a little way into the tunnels when they get to the pipes, which are the pipes from town.
Yeah! Mikey's been through here, all right!
So the tunnels run all the way under town. That's perfect.
That is perfect. Fantastic. Because they're much more remote than they are in Super 8, and we've just got our 2 military guys there. They've got bigger fish to fry. That allows the kids to get away because we have to allow that they don't have a car to get away in.
Exactly.
And of course, I'm assuming it's Mikey who picks up one of the cubes.
Yeah, as the main character.
Yeah,
he has to. Yeah, it has to be him.
And now we're in uncharted territory.
Right. Well, this is where I'm looking at the act structure of Super 8, and we've still got a ways to go before we technically hit Act 2. Wait, no, because they haven't discovered the tunnel yet. They went into the restaurant, but the soldiers chased them, so they never discovered the tunnel. The beast escapes into the tunnels.
I think for this one, then, I think we need
the alien, sorry, not the beast. It's an intelligent being.
For this one, we may need to transpose where we called Act 1 for Super 8 to be applicable to this movie, because we did the same with the other one anyway. We called the end of Act 1 when the kids from Super 8 find the tunnel. So we can do the same thing here. I think we called it around the gas station, didn't we? Or just after the gas station? Yeah,
just after the gas station. That's quite a bit, the military. That's the thing, we need to see the military arrive in town in force.
Do they? Oh yes, so they do arrive before the gas station.
We have the things with the dog, and then we have the gas station.
Yes. So we don't have a dog.
Do we, because movie this, and give them a dog, or do we just have all of their neighbours constantly talking about their pets going missing?
It doesn't even need to be the main characters, just one of their friends has a dog. So it could be Mouth's parents or Chunk's parents or somebody have a dog, and they
we could do it that way easily.
Yeah,
okay. Yeah, because Dad's not a cop, so we've got to convey the information somehow.
Yes, exactly.
And then it's the gas station and the sheriff of the town disappears.
Which is, because we did have the sheriff in Goonies. I never caught his name.
Just like that last prank about all those little creatures that multiply when you throw water on them.
No, I never caught his name. It's only in like 2 scenes, isn't it?
Yes. So shall we make the attendant in the gas station was one of Troy's friends, working part-time?
Yeah. Let's use them. I know they don't officially have names in the original Goonies script, but we still got to use the actors.
Exactly. Yeah.
Got to use the actors.
We're happy for that to go the same way.
I don't see why the Goonies, despite their amazing character differences from the other group, are going to make any functional difference to this part of the story.
No.
Because Chunk always seems to be the one who gets the news. Mm-hmm. Don't they have walkie-talkies between their houses? Didn't they do it, like, they called Data and when he went to slide over? Oh, no, they called him right out the window, didn't they?
Yeah, no, because he just slides over, doesn't he?
You see, I'd love there being a scene late at night with Chunk having heard a rumour that the sheriff's gone missing or something bad happened at the gas station and them talking over the walkie-talkies in the middle of the night.
I don't see a problem with them. Yeah, I mean, they would potentially have CBs because they're it's a fishing community.
Well, even in the early 80s, they had simple walkie-talkies that could go like 100 or 200 yards.
Well, of course, yeah, because
I had one when I was a kid.
Well, don't forget Super 8 set in 1979 and they've got them, so yes, they must have done. But yeah, there's no reason why not. As I said, I was just thinking in terms of locale. It's a fishing community. Fishermen's always using CB shortwave radio, so maybe they've just got CB set up in their houses to make it, again, to fit into the aesthetic. But walkie-talkies works just as well. Because I imagine they get back from the houses, they all get grounded because they're out after dark. So that would be a nice scene of them up in their bedrooms on their CBs talking.
Yeah, okay. It means we make them a tiny bit richer. Owning a simple walkie-talkie between two houses was a child's toy. An actual CB is not. It's a little... There's a couple of $100 in expense between the two.
That's why I thought it might be applicable, because again, being a fishing community, they're probably quite ubiquitous.
Yeah, they would be, but how would the kids be able to afford them?
Yeah. Because I was just working on the assumption they were bought for their parents, but no, that does make sense. Okay, yeah, no worries. So that fills in some of the scenes where, because isn't there a day at school and stuff the next day, isn't there, before we get to the service station? I can't remember if that was the same night. I thought it was the next night.
They had theories after the military turn up, and then his dad goes to talk to the military in the original movie and gets the run around. Dogs disappear, and then the sheriff at the gas station.
Okay, so let's leave that there.
I just like the end of the act being, oh, something's happened to the sheriff. Oh, what does that mean? ... It's an Abrams mystery that we can pay off in Act 2.
Yes, I should have probably said this at the start. I mean, I know we're broadening our scope of the film to include more of the town, but I take it we still want to be it's very much the kids who solve the problem.
That is the story we're telling if we're telling Super 8. It is the kids ultimately who solve, the dads do help a tiny bit, but only a tiny bit. Yeah, we're telling that story?
Because I was wondering that maybe what we should have is, it's the next morning, one of the kids cycles down to the garage to get some milk or something, and finds it in a mess.
Oh, I see.
Because we don't have the deputy to tell that part of the story again.
Oh no! Oh well, I kind of like the. We could still have the walkie-talkie scene. It just doesn't mean them talking about the sheriff. He turns up, but the police are at the marketplace. He overhears the deputies talking about the sheriff's disappearance,
and we can still give the police their agency.
And as I said, it has to be Chunk because he hears all the rumours.
Of course it does. Yeah. He's too early for breakfast, but he wants a snack, so he gets on his bike and goes down to the garage.
Bingo. Yeah, no, that's a great one, and that's a very Chunk one. Have a star.
Oh, fantastic.
But that is Act 1. That is definitely Act 1.
It is, yes. Fantastic. So give us a couple of seconds and we'll be back with Act 2. I seem to remember at the pitch meeting we said we'd save this one for second because this is the one that was going to be more fun.
Yeah, I may have been mistaken. I'm having difficulties.
Yes, same. I'm wondering if we need to allow for the fact that this is now a Richard Donner directed film. And so bring some of the kind of faster pace in. So rather than working on a plot that takes place over a week, maybe condense it down to 3 to 4 days.
Yeah. All right, I'll agree. Yeah, I can see, because we're stretching out scenes that I don't know where they're coming from in the setting that we've got. I mean, the cop confabulation. I mean, I'm just looking at some random things. There are a number of scenes that are just not going to happen.
No.
Just not, because so much of the structure I'm just realising is built around Thingy's dad being a cop.
Yes.
For example.
Yes.
Just like straight away, there's a huge swath of the film that is being occluded really badly.
Well, so, I mean, what we can do...
Obfuscated, it's just not good.
But I think how we address that is in a similar way to they do it in the Goonies. We have Mikey say, no, we're still here for a few days, we should find out what's going on. This is our time.
Yes, but I don't see how that leads us to knowing what the cops are talking about or what the military are up to. We're losing something from the story that, I mean, unless we give one of the boys a police scanner, that we're going to learn any of this information.
We could, coming back to my idea from Act 1, doesn't have to be all of them, but one of the kids has got a CB or their dad's got a CB, and they can use that to cut in on policemen.
It was 1984?
Something like that.
No, I think it would still be possible, especially a small town.
Yeah.
Set up, they're probably not going to have scrambled.
Because they're used to, talking to ships out at sea, fishing vessels and stuff.
Okay, yeah, all right, okay, I'll buy it.
I'd buy that for $1.
Solves one of the problems.
Mm-hmm.
It's not the only one, but it solves one of our problems.
I did also was thinking as well about how we could work towards, again, this thing of the developers and the families needing to work together. When the military turn up in force, from as far as we know, there isn't a military base nearby. they commandeer the country club and use that as their temporary headquarters.
Okay.
Because when we get a little bit further down the line into Operation Walking Distance, that's where they're going to send everybody, is to the country club.
Okay. Oh, God, this is not working on so many levels.
It isn't, because it's... And also because we haven't got the film, their film that they're making, that gives them reasons to go places. Mm-hmm. But that's why the nearest I can think of that is Mikey says, oh, no, we've started on something here, we should follow it through to the end.
No, that makes sense. That works. But it's getting them to those places.
Well, we've got a starting point, because we've got Chunkers seeing what had happened at the gas station, so he will then pass that on to everybody else. So we'd still get similar or foils for them going back out to see the crash site.
Right, okay, so we get a montage of the car. I'll start.
Sorry, very, very quickly, before you do, one of the things that we did miss from Act 1, which is kind of important, which would possibly help with a lot of these problems, we forgot to engineer a meeting between the kids and Cobblepot. It's Cobblepot.
Oh my God, I completely forgot about him.
Yeah, we need to have that, because that's the kind of inciting incident to get their attention. Well, apart from the massive accident, obviously, but that's what sets them on the path of wanting to investigate.
Yeah, sorry folks, we really should have done that in Act 1. We dropped the ball there.
The baseball furies dropped the ball, made an error.
We did.
We dropped the ball.
Terribly sorry. But that gives us a starting point where they want to know what's going on. They start piecing things together. So we get this thing with Chunk. They go back out to the site.
Oh, okay. I've got it. Like, the bit with the cop meeting. This is after the calls have all come in about the microwaves and the car engines and things like that.
When he has the town all together in the town hall.
I'm not talking about the town hall. I'm talking about before that, when it's after the sheriff is gone, Thingy's dad calls all the cops together to have a confab about what to do, because the military's in town and X and Y and Z. Mm-hmm. We could have that happening in the town cafe or something like that. There's a table of cops and they're having a bit of a meeting about what to do.
And the kids are there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah.
Otherwise, we get into a situation where we're going to have to show these scenes with no connection to the kids whatsoever, mm-hmm. and then have the kids find out about the scene we've just shown them. And that feels really just bad. It feels really cheap. It's not how we're supposed to build this story together. We need to contrive as many ways for them to be there as possible.
So what we do is then, at that moment when Chunk is there in the morning and the cop, whichever cop it is on the radio to headquarters, mm-hmm. we're getting these weird calls come in. Okay, right, get all the deputies together. I want to meet them at X cafe.
Okay, so then
Chunk has heard it. He can then relay back to what he's seen there,
mm-hmm.
and then they can contrive together.
That works. Yeah, that works.
Fantastic.
Works. God damn it, this shouldn't be this hard.
It wouldn't be as rewarding, though, if it wasn't.
My next scene is power lines, and I can't remember. Oh, no, that's when the guy gets grabbed off the power lines.
Yes, yeah, that's easy. We just do that.
Yeah, that's a cutaway scene. And then we have the town meeting. This is easy. It's easy.
This is easy. Again, we can speed all of this up. We can say all of these events happen in the same day, or they're happening concurrently, because while the guy's out getting captured from the power lines, everybody else is in town having the meeting.
Yes.
And again, there's lots of bickering and infighting here, because all of this is these guys from the country club trying to get us out early. We've still got another 3 days. What the hell are they doing?
Yeah. So I was thinking, what we'd have is, with the town meeting, we'd actually show all of the parents there at the town meeting in the audience, and then the kids would sneak in at the back of the hall and hide at the back.
Yeah.
People don't generally bring their children to town meetings.
No, they don't.
So I imagine the kids sneaking in at the back.
That works really well, because then the kids overhear the guy saying about, I'm getting all of these weird things on my CB. So again, there's an opportunity for a little bit of slapstick. They need to get somebody to sneak in close enough so they can overhear what frequencies this guy has been listening to, because that's an aside after the meeting, isn't it?
Oh yes, the military frequencies, right? Yes.
But also, I was thinking at the same time here, it might be a nice idea to have them distracted by something, so the kids go off to look at something, so just to keep the pace up. So they're outside, obviously, while they're all doing the town meeting. That doesn't mean to say that the alien isn't doing something.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
So they notice something happening outside, because they're outside the town hall, so they push somebody to go.
Right, okay, that's not what I said at all. I said they're at the back of the hall.
By back, I kind of figured that you meant outside, because they're not
No, because if they're outside, how can they hear the meeting?
That's what I thought it meant. They're like listening at a crack in the window, or a crack in the door.
Well, no, just after because the lights are all always up at the front, the auditorium is dark. After all the adults have gone in and they're there at the back all just listening.
That makes sense. That does make sense. I'm thinking, because I was thinking of it more as it is in Super 8, and it's quite bright in that room, so I thought there wouldn't be anywhere for them to hide. But yeah, if we drop the lighting, perfect.
But also, all of the parents' attention is focused forward towards the policeman.
Of course it is. And also we said this is now happening at night, not in the middle of the day like it does in Super 8.
Exactly, yeah.
Well, we can still do that because they'll have to sneak out before...
Why do we need to distract them?
I just thought, just to keep the pace up, we can throw in something is going on. And because they're always up to something. The kids are always up to something. They're always looking for something new to do. So, I mean, they're going to have to sneak out before everybody else anyway.
Right, okay, hang on a minute. I'm just looking at what I'm written here, and for once my notes are not helping me. Oh, so much of this is stuff that's oriented around a different group of kids. There's the scene when all the dogs are running away. Maybe that's what happens. Like, they're at the back of the hall so they can hear the the occasional barking and they go out and look. So they catch relevant information from the meeting, but they're not there the entire time. Where are the dogs going? Yeah. That's another mystery for them.
They see all the dogs running. Oh, they might know where my dog is.
That'd be enough, yeah.
So we could have a little bit where Chunk's on his bike cycling after them and he can't keep up.
Yeah. Oh, that's brilliant, yeah.
Oh, cheers. No, I was just thinking Chunk is our go-to man now because this might be a time that wherever he stops to take a rest, he gets passed by one of the military vans when they're going around the town with the Geiger counters.
That's just even better. Yeah.
We can have probably Data. They'll try and figure out a way for Data to sneak up. Because he's probably got like a tape recorder or something on his kit, so he can record. So they get a recording of what the frequencies are that this guy's been listening to.
Yeah.
So they can then go and use the CB to try and find out what's going on, which is nice because then that gives us the kids a direct line to what the military are doing.
Things start getting a little bit faster here.
Yes, and do we also want to say that a part of the meeting, in case my brain's gone blank and I missed it, that's where we get the first notification that they've moved in and they've kicked us all out of the country club and they've set up their headquarters there.
Yeah, absolutely. If we're accelerating that much, we have to do everything faster.
Fantastic.
It's only in this timeline, in the original film, it starts accelerating rapidly. Because we don't get the soldier scene unless we want to.
Well, we can, because what we can do with that is we can have, during the meeting, and say, well, somebody needs to go and speak to them. No, that doesn't work. Have a think about it. And while you're having a think about it, I'm going to do a shout-out.
All right. I think I know how this goes, but go!
So this is for a reasonably recent find for me as a channel, which I came to through our friend Stephen Sinclair, who's a fantastic writer who I'm working with for the publishing side of Zadrum on a project. And he's also been working with another channel, the creator of which, and I hope I'm getting his name right, Michael Zieglerlig, I think it's pronounced. Sorry if I got that wrong. But he does comic art and he uses, I think it kind of uses like AI narrators. So he'll take somebody's work and he'll do an audio version of the work, but set to his own comic book art. So it's like an audio comic, if you like.
Okay. Oh, wow, that's interesting.
So Stephen's been working with him, and there's a possibility that he may be providing some stuff for my next publication portals when that comes out.
Awesome.
To accompany Stephen's work, which will be in that. So I promised him I'll give him a shout out. Do check him out. His artwork is fantastic. He's got a couple of different channels. I'll put links to both of them down below. Michael, obviously, loving what you're doing and hoping to be able to get to work with you properly over the next few months. So keep up the great work and speak to you soon.
Yeah, thanks, dude. I hope it goes well and look forward to seeing your work.
What I was going to say was they kind of, between them, say, well, there should be a town delegation that goes and speaks to these people, and they nominate Mikey's dad as being a respectable member of the town. And obviously Troy's dad will go, well, no, I'm the most respectable member of the town. Oh. So they go to present a united front.
Yeah. Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Yes.
That good?
Yes, that's good. That is good. That brings in the other characters a little bit, and it gives us what we need, which is an opportunity to show it. We just won't have the kids there.
Well, if the kids are still hanging around in the thing, they might hear that, so they can be there if they need to, unless something else comes up for them to investigate.
If we were playing sensibly with the timeline, this would be the next day.
Of course it would be, yes. But they could also then be filling their time trying to find out what Cobblepot had told them. And trying to find out more information about that, because we need to do something that leads them to finding the tapes.
We never specified this before. Is Cobblepot injured, or is he...
Something similar to what happens in Super 8. He gets injured in the crash, and then the military nab him.
Right.
We could do a bit of a kind of investigation thing here, where they have to try and get into the museum, because he was helping his dad. Maybe he left something at the museum. Maybe they have to try and swipe his key or something?
Yes, but technically we're jumping ahead here. In the original plot, that's when the kids went to the school to get the information that Woodrow had, and that's not until everything's gone to shit and somebody's been kidnapped. Which is kind of where we are. Who are we going to have taken?
The obvious choice would be Andy.
Okay.
I mean,
So, let's have some scenes with the kids trying to figure out where Cobblepot went.
I mean, if we want to, we could have both the girls taken. You know, the woman that they meet in Super 8 with her hair in curlers? Who gets really panicky? They meet her with the sheriff in Super 8.
Oh my god. Alright, yeah.
But we could say put Martha Plimpton's the actress, Steph in that position. So both the girls get taken over the course of the film?
Okay. Yeah.
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 Sorry, ladies.
So maybe, like I was saying, maybe a couple of scenes of the kids trying to figure out where the military took Cobblepot, but they don't succeed yet. And then the girls get taken.
I will find you.
Yes, because they can mention that to their parents. The parents ask them. The military are like, nobody else was at the scene of the crash. I don't know what you're talking about. They just try and blanket it that he was ever there at all.
And then everybody gets arrested.
Yes, I think so. Yes. So I'm just playing it through in my.
They get picked up by the military because of everybody being Operation Wot-you-call-it.
Yes, walking distance. So we're still doing the same thing that they break out. So in this case, as we say, they break into the museum.
Yeah.
To try and find the stuff. We could even do.
Which, once again, we're getting ahead of ourselves.
So it's just because you said everybody gets arrested, and I was thinking of the kids getting arrested, but you're not. You're talking about everyone being evacuated.
In some cases arrested.
Yes.
And that's also then we have the bit with Neely and what would be Copperpot, the interrogation scene with the injection.
Yes, yeah.
Do we want to go that hardcore with this story, or do we just want to intimate that they're doing nasty things?
With nasty, big, pointy teeth.
I think so.
This is a Donner film, not a...
Yes, and it's a Donner film made in the 80s, so it's going to be a little bit lighter.
It's a little bit more ambiguous.
Yeah,
okay.
Okay, which would bring us to the end of Act 2? Where did we call it?
Oh, God, no.
We're close, though. I figured out what I'd meant when I wrote Help Him. I'd called the end of Act 2 for Super 8 is when the kids get arrested in the school. It's that realisation that they should help the alien.
Yeah.
So are we still going up to that point?
Yes.
Fantastic. Yeah. So, the kids all get to... we're all at the country club. Probably some ribbing from Troy.
Yeah.
Ooh, do we then want to bring Troy in as a foil for Donnie because he's got a car?
Yeah, because we don't have a Donnie. I was just thinking that a moment ago. I think that's where we're heading, because it's... Everybody gets taken to the thing. The kids realise Alice has been taken. Sorry, not Alice, but obviously Abby. They decide to sneak back into town.
That makes sense.
And that's when they go to the school, all the shit starts happening, everything starts happening rapidly, and then the military pick them up again, and that's when the bus gets attacked.
So we do it this way instead, that they head to the museum to try and see if Cobblepot had left anything there.
Yeah.
We can even cheek, and again, we can throw it back in earlier on at the start of the film, his dad saying something about, we should get rid of that some trailer he's parked up at the back of the museum.
Yes. Yeah.
So they're sending out. So one of them, obviously Mikey or Brand, has overheard that. So they go out. That's where they find all the tapes, take them into the museum so they can watch them. Again, we may need to check off something in Act 1 of his dad putting on some kind of cine reel of old footage of Astoria from the turn of the century or something. Yeah. So we know they have a camera in they have a video a projector.
Yeah,
that's the word. And that brings us. Yeah, that should be Act 2.
When they're taken by the military and put on the bus.
So we'll save what happens with the bus for the start of Act 3?
We can do it either way we want.
It's a good point. They've just had the realisation that...
See, they've just been kidnapped. Everything has fallen.
Yes.
Or not kidnapped. Taken by the military. That's their escape. So that's the rising action of Act 3.
One other thing that we could drop in either here or again we could throw it back into Act 1 when they meet Cobblepot on the beach. It's a map of the caves.
Yes, because we need that.
Yes, so that we know that they need to go and look in the caves because he was trying to find a possible suitable location for the alien to make its home.
Yeah, that seems reasonable.
Cool.
Look at that, folks. We got there.
How?
But believe me, I am not holding hope. I see a rising problem. We'll come to that when we start Act 3.
Which will be in a couple of moments. I think you got a kill.
Oh, hell no.
How did we not notice that before now?
I don't know, man. I was just talking about a movie. How? Where? Why?
I don't know, but there's a kind of a... Is it just me, or is there kind of a look of bloodlust in those huge dark
I'm
eyes?
just not making eye contact anymore.
I made eye contact. Right, let's move on.
Cover your heart, Indy.
Nice. Okay, hello.
Hi there, folks.
Yes, Act 3.
Act 3. Okay.
We're on our side in a bus.
Look, I'm just going to do this now. I think I can see a way to finish this story.
Okay.
I do not think I can see a way for a happy ending. Not that.
Okay.
Do you see my problem? I can see how the story of the alien finishes. I do not see how we give these kids in any way a happy ending. They're still going to lose their homes. All of that stuff is still going to happen.
Yes, I see what you're saying. The only thing that I can think of that might mitigate that is what's about to happen in the town. Large sections of the town are about to get destroyed by the military. The military will have to make reparations for that.
Could work.
Because we're about to lose Nellick, to facilitate that, we may need to have retroactively thrown in a kind of bad soldier, good soldier. An adjutant who will take over when Nellick gets killed, who's a little bit more sympathetic to the townspeople. So he's kind of in the background in a couple of scenes, but his real purpose is just at the end of the film to deliver the good news that they're going to rebuild the town, and that will save the town. Does that work?
At the moment, I'm still struggling to see how that's going to stop their homes from being turned into a golf course.
I'll be teeing off on what used to be your front lawn.
Oh, no, I'm being stupid and dim. The military money will pay off their mortgages, which is the whole crux of the problem.
Yes, that's what I meant.
Okay, all right, because we had to lay that in now, because we need to know where we're going with that.
Of course we did. No, absolutely. No,
because if not, you've got a conclusion, but with no happy ending. Stop it.
The other thing that we should really kind of figure out now as well, which we should have done from the start, which we didn't, is we don't have a foil for the water tower. Because if we're doing it that he's in Willie's cave, that's outside of the town.
Well, no, I mean, water towers are incredibly ubiquitous in American cities. We could just put a water tower in.
Of course. Yes, so we are on our side in a bus.
Oh, yes, right. All right, so this is going to go the way it goes. Mm-hmm. They are stuck in the cage at the back. There's nothing they can do to help the soldiers, even if they wanted to. The only way out for them is the only way out for them.
So we've got Mikey, Mouth, we've got Chunk, we've got Data.
Yes.
Brand as well.
Yes, it's his girlfriend. Ooh, no, wait. Who's being Rory? That's Troy, isn't it?
Donnie, sorry. Troy. So he's still with his car.
5.
Yeah, because he turns up after they get out.
There's too many people. It's not enough people. Not enough room in the car for the people.
Oh yeah.
Brant would be 5, plus the driver. That's 6 in a car. That's too much. Unless we want to do a little bit of light humour and have all the kids stuff themselves into car in various positions and things, which could be kind of amusing. We used to do it when we were younger.
Yep. Yeah. Because there's a convertible as well, isn't it? So
yeah. Okay, so no, we can have all 5 of them. That's great because Brant is tall enough to get them to the.
Yes. Well,
to the emergency exit.
So we still get the bit in the bus, obviously, with the military, and they all get killed. And it's also a nice little opportunity for a bit of banter between Brand and Troy, because they both want to save Andy.
Yeah.
Maybe then in this place, again, it's not, obviously it doesn't have quite the same emotional connection. Rather than him taking back his mother's locket, it's a piece of the map that shows them how to get into the tunnels.
Yes, that's great, because I was thinking, how do we know that? Because that comes up very shortly.
Are we doing the similar thing here then? Will we start losing people on our way? Like we lost Martin, we lost Charles and things like that?
Yeah.
As they're trying to get through the town, as all the military stuff starts going off.
We need to keep someone, because we need to have an equivalent to firecrackers. It could be Chunk, but we've used Chunk an awful lot.
It's Data with all the stuff in his bags and stuff.
Ah, right, yeah.
In the same way that Carey was our foil for Data in our new version of the Goonies.
Mm-hmm.
So, who do we lose in the house then?
In the house?
because they're going through the town as all the military equipment's going off.
Oh, yeah.
And they go and hide in that house, and the house gets shelled.
Oh, yeah, when everything's misfiring, yeah.
Yeah, when Martin breaks his leg.
Well, since we're not going to use him later, and we haven't used him much, we should lose Lawrence, whatever you want to call him.
Mouth. So somebody will have to stay behind and help. See, it's curious. At this point, it's like, it's either really got to be either Mikey or Brand. I suppose it could be, Chunk. We can leave Chunk with Mouth.
Right, yes.
So we get Brand, Mikey, and Data go off to find the girls.
Yep, okay, yeah. Then
we
get to the tunnels themselves, really, don't we?
I think that's where we're heading to now, yeah.
It's just actually starting to run on rails.
It is a bit. So, of course... Where else is the entrance up to the tunnels going to be? They have to go down the well.
Of course.
You Goonies!
Yeah.
Of course, yeah.
Which leads us into finding the alien's lair. Are we still going to have somebody being eaten?
Feels like it's a bit much for this movie. Grabbed is good.
Yes. I think that's enough.
I feel this is running on rails here.
It feels like it, because we'll get, as I said, Data will do something to distract the alien, so they can get to Steph, not Steph to Andy. While they're there, they spot Steph as well, or we just throw in, like it does in Super 8, when they come back, the sheriff is released, isn't he, somehow, we don't know how.
Yeah.
And also, Steph is the other one that is released as well. So we get both the girls back, but obviously the sheriff's going to get thrown into the distance.
So instead of you can still live, it's your time now.
Fucking take it. If we wanted to do something in the spirit of reciprocity with this, because it was something that they don't really do in Goonies at all. Mikey's run out or lost his inhaler.
Oh, right, yeah.
So we can play up something with his asthma that the alien helps him with in return.
Oh, that's a nice touch.
I don't know what, but...
That's a very Goonies sort of ending.
So instead of the treasure...
Let's not spend 15 minutes trying to figure out exactly what that thing would be.
Yeah.
Let's just put a pin in it and put that down for the second draft.
Okay.
But yes, that feels like a very Goonies-esque sort of moment. A moment of mutual understanding. Yeah, because they're not suffering from grief. It's that concept of your freedom, your time, your place.
And also, it's the recognition by the alien that, not everybody is the same.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Okay. And then, as you say, that kind of brings us up to, thing goes up, and away he goes.
Away we go, and then we have our little pegged-on scene at the end when our new military commander
pops up and says, don't worry.
We'll be paying for this.
Yes, and they can all stick it to the man.
Yeah.
And that brings us to the end.
Yeah, it could be like, wait, you mean you've got to pay off my mortgage? God damn it, you son of a bitch, you can...
Yeah, exactly.
There'll be no more signing today.
You can take this piece of paper and shove it up.
You could even have a little bit, again, it depends how you want to do it, where this is all happening sort of near the country club, and all of some of the golf courses are all churned up where the military vehicles have gone through it.
Yeah.
So, you've got this to worry about, not expanding.
That is another way we could do it. If we wanted to be cheeky, I mean, we could still do it the way we just said. Or we could say that the damage to the country club was so extensive that they'll never be able to afford to buy out the other properties for at least another 5 years or another 10 years, or it'll take us years to...
Which for the kids is great, because by that time, they'd have grown up and moved on anyway.
Yeah.
So, I love it. Yeah.
Which one do you prefer? Do you prefer paying for things or having it taken away from the bad guys?
I think it feels more 80s to have it taken away from the bad guys.
Yeah, so let's do it that way.
Yeah.
The country club is just decimated. Oh, thank you.
Yeah,
thank you. The country club is just so decimated.
Yeah.
It's going to take almost everything they've got to rebuild.
Yes. So we get reunited Brand and Andy. We can even throw in that little moment between Steph and Mouth that we get as he's being wheeled away and put into the back of an ambulance.
Yeah. That makes it actually, because she's got a reason to be kind of doting to him a little bit, hasn't she? Yeah, that works.
And that's it. And
that is it. We wrap it up the way we want to wrap it up. This point. Yeah,
which instead of One-Eyed Willie going off into the distance, it's just the lights disappearing into the sky.
Yeah.
Okay. Just give us a couple of minutes. We're gonna gather our thoughts, and we'll be straight back with our votes.
You might need minutes, I don't.
Okay, and we're back. And of course, as always, I did forget to say at the beginning, with this being our last episode for this month, it is time for voting.
Oh, voting, yes.
We're doing it first. Just take your turn. Your turn will come, don't worry. I'm on 9.
I am also on 9.
Come on then. Every time.
What the?
1, 2, 3. After you, sir.
No hesitation whatsoever. The 8 is my movie that wins. It was fun. It flowed. This was painful. I did not enjoy it. We didn't kill the movie, but let's be honest here, by a couple of close margins. No, it's the 8 for me.
And I mean, I agree 100%. Thematically, it worked. We managed to well, again, we had 4 onions.
Yes.
Last time.
Yeah, exactly.
That just shows you how on point it was. Based on what we've done here today, if they made this would be straight to video.
Yes, it would.
So there's no comparison. It's
not a sci-fi channel movie, but it's close. It's, as you say, straight to video. It's pretty close.
Yeah, it really felt like pulling teeth on this one. Yeah, you know, it happens. I mean, at least we didn't break it.
Which is so weird, because I thought they're so aligned, the two movies, in certain elements. I thought it would be easy, but it really wasn't.
No, a testament to how well structured Super 8 is.
Yeah.
Because all of the pieces and all of the subtleties fit in and impart information and keep the story moving.
Yeah, it only works in its own context.
Yeah.
You take any of those elements away and the structure of the story starts to fall apart rather quickly.
Exactly, and you really are having to bend things out of shape just to get them to fit.
Yeah, and I just wasn't happy with anything we've done for the last hour, so like I said.
No, I'm 100% in agreement with it. So now, as always, it's over to you guys. We'll be running our monthly viewers poll on all of our usual places. So that's the community tab on YouTube, on the pin post on the Zadrum Twitter X page, and also on our story on the Zadrum Instagram account as well. I'll keep those running for 24 hours. And then at the pitch meeting at the start of June, we will announce which one of our new theoretical movies is the winner. I think that's it. I mean, we'll be fine. There's nothing to worry about at all. Well, you look after each other, and yourselves, of course, and hopefully we'll see you next month.
TTFN?
It's been 3 days since Trent went dark. We know he's hunting us. He's been pursuing us through the underbrush. I don't know where the underbrush came from in Delirium, but it's here. Sam's gone. He's gone. I mean, I told him. Just use one of your beer cans, mate. You know, nobody's going to know. It's only us here. But he wouldn't listen. He said he had to go for a piss, and now he's gone. Oh, the horror. The horror. Ba 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 ba.